Okay, welcome to Coffee with Poet. That's me. Let's do a clip on. What do you think? I had Geo change out the moon, put on the little turtle from one of my necklaces because I wanted to keep the turtle all the time. I'm having an amazingly good day. We just got back from our walk. We're getting in the steps. I have almost 6,000 steps in, almost 5,600 and something. I'm having sun-made vanilla yogurt covered raisins. We've been going over to the mall almost every day to get our steps in because it's so cold here. Let me see here. I got the candle going. This box here is Geo's brother's ashes, some of his ashes, here on the altar. Got my candle. Later on we'll do tea meditation and we'll sit regular meditation. So let's talk. I haven't been on here in forever. We finished the Christmas tree. We have a lot of reds and a lot of blues now. I'll turn you around. Blue flowers, blue ornaments, all kinds of like candy cane, blue candy canes, mittens, hats, from Temu. Everything from Temu. Oh, I didn't bring my hat over. I'll show you next round. I have a package coming in today. I have odds and ends that I've gotten that I can show you. He got me a poinsettia a couple days ago. He's been gone more than here, only because of work on the car. He's had work on his car. He had an oil leak a couple weeks ago, got that fixed, got another oil leak, got that fixed. Battery went dead last night. This morning had AAA do a jump start and then took the car to the auto parts and got a brand new Die-Hard battery in the car. These are good. Got them at Walmart. Got the coffee, the glasses from the Dollar Tree. Got my cherry. Used the frother. Look at that. Got some Cool Whip in here left over from the pudding pie that I made around Thanksgiving. That is so good. My friend, I'll have to show you the ornament. My friend Dave got me a specialized ornament, but he brought me a candle the other day. Rainwater lily. Smells like lavender. It's heavenly. There's a bunch of stuff. I'll have to gather everything up and show you in the next video. Most importantly is I'm back. I had to take a couple of days to regroup. I had a few things happen and kind of set me on my ear for a minute, but I'm good. I want to thank Mary. Mary sent me a Christmas card, me and George. Unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Look how pretty. Mary, thank you so much. I did message you, but thank you so much for this. This is the first Christmas card we've gotten, and this is going to go in our love memory book, or the composition book that I add all the stuff into. So that's going in there. And my friend Misty sent me 2 cards. Misty, I got both cards on the same day. Like yesterday was card day for me, and it was super exciting. This is a general for my friend, and she wrote a long note in here. You brighten up my day just by being you. I check on Misty. I try to check on Misty a lot, and Misty checks on me. So this one's going to go into the bag that I have with all the cards and things. And then this one she sent to me and George, you're engaged. Again, I don't read what's inside, but the card itself, I have my contact lenses in, so I need my reading glasses to see up close. I know I'm all over the place, but that's what you guys expect from me. If it's possible, I think your smile outshines the ring. Congratulations. And she underlined smile. Misty, you know how much I love you, girl. So I've got the envelopes. And Misty, that engaged card is going also in the Love Journey book, the composition book. So it's all good things happening. Got the walk in, got my steps in. We'll do meditation. I've got the first pose and the second pose of Tai Chi down pretty much pat. But I'll stay on these first two for a little while until I feel super confident in the moves. I love doing this. There's 66 moves to Tai Chi. And I love it. So what I want to talk about, let me swallow the raisin. It's windy, so I'm a little windblown. I'm going to talk about this relationship. Somebody asked me a few weeks back if I would talk about what it's like to be in a new relationship after losing my partner. And I thought about this for a while. I'm like, what really can I say? And so here's what I'm going through. You guys, make your iced coffee at home. Make your iced coffee at home. I'm now in my 10th month since Sky passed away. The 27th of last month was the end of 9 months. I'm into the 10th month. We're finishing our 16th week together. So we're finishing 4 months together, myself and Gio, and getting into month 5. So it's like, I said to him kiddingly yesterday, it's almost like we're legal now. It's almost like we can talk about this without getting a lot of, you're rushing it or it's too soon. And I think that's the biggest thing with having a spouse pass away and then getting into a new relationship is the timing of everything. And everybody's timing is going to be different. For me, Sky was sick for 4 years. I was on my own then for 6 months after he passed. And then I met the man that I'm engaged to. So let me fix my ring. Because I'm walking so much, because my body's changing with the walking and with the Tai Chi, my body structure is changing for the good. So my ring size is changing even more. And even though I have this little gooey stuff on the back, it's still, I was a size 5. Now I have to think I'm maybe a 4.5. I don't know. I've got to get the ring sized. But while I was walking at the mall, I moved it to the other finger so that I didn't lose the ring. So I think the biggest thing that I found so far has been the timing of when I was ready to even kind of dip my feet in the water and see whether or not there was someone out there for me. But I think whether you go through a divorce or you go through the breakup of a long-term relationship or you lose a spouse, I think getting back into the dating world, especially with the way the world is right now, with the way dating is, with everything being dating apps and things like that. It's not like back in the day when you met someone through a friend or you met someone through, a family member. Now it's all dating apps. So I think that's maybe the biggest change. And then also there seems to be a lot of difference in the rules of dating. For things that I'm reading, it's like you go out on a date and it's 50-50 as far as paying, where the woman pays and the man pays and the woman pays and the man pays. Like, I'm reading all that kind of stuff. For me, in my situation, because Sky and I talked so much about what we would do moving forward if one of us passed away, we both agreed that neither one of us wanted the other person to be alone. Like, Sky did not want me to be alone, and I didn't want him to be alone. If I was to pass away first, there's no way under the sun I'd want him to be by himself. I think that's, for me, I think that's kind of selfish to say, okay, spend the rest of your life alone. Now, if you choose to do that, if you're comfortable, if you're good, and there's a lot of women I talk with that they're like, look, I was 40 years with my husband. He was my person. That's that for me. And I get it because I found my person. The man that I'm engaged to is my person. Now, my relationship with Sky was wonderful. Sky was like my greatest teacher. Sky was my muse. He was my teacher. He was my sensei. He taught me so much about life and how to be a really good person. And I am a really good person. And so everything that I learned, a lot, I learned from Sky, and Sky was a good man. So when you find your person, like, that's it, you know it. So if Gio was to pass away, I'd have a harder time than when Sky passed away, because my relationship with Sky was very different. We had a very unusual way about our relationship. Very little of it was a physical relationship. It was more a teacher-student, student-teacher relationship on both ends. And so you'll know when you find your person. Like, you will know. And I'm older, so I'm looking at being in this relationship as how much time do I have left? How much time does he have left? Me in my 66th year. He's in his, he'll be 69 in a couple of months. So he's finishing his 69th year. There's like, just look at the numbers. There's not, if we're lucky and we live another 30 years, he'll be in his 99th year and I'll be in my 96th year. So we're looking at timing too. How much time do we have left? I wasn't sure, one, that I was going to meet someone that was going to fit into my world. I also had limits, financial limits. I had my son here coming and going and wreaking havoc here and there. My anxiety and panic comes into play big time. And so knowing all that, I wondered how someone was going to fit into my world and I was going to fit into theirs. Having a loss, like losing Sky, going through that whole death process, meeting the man that I'm engaged to, he also had a loss. I've talked about this. His brother passed in May the 14th. They were really close. So he gets loss. He understands it. So he's able to come to me and talk to me about what he's feeling when he's having a moment, and I'm able to go to him when I'm having a moment. And I'll share a moment that I had yesterday. I think it was yesterday, because Gio is a painter. I showed you a couple of the paintings that he did. And he just painted another picture. I can show you. Come with me. Right there. Which is this. So, come over and sit down with me. So, he needed to hang that. He needed to put the wire and all in the back of the picture. I didn't want that picture in a frame. I wanted it just as it is. And so he went downstairs because his tools are not here because he doesn't live here. Things will change over the next couple of weeks to months, but right now he doesn't live here. He's not living with me. He's in, he's out, he's here, he's not here. So his tools aren't here. So he went downstairs to see what Sky had, and he brought up a tape measure, a hammer, and a little, kind of like a screwdriver, but a thing to make a hole in the wall. So I kept almost all of Sky's tools. They're at the bottom of the steps in the laundry room. But when he came up and put the tools down on the carpet, I honed in on Sky's Stanley tape measure, his 26-foot tape measure. And I hadn't seen that tape measure pretty much since Sky passed away, and I went through the toolboxes to see like what was really rusty and stuff like that. But when I saw the tape measure, it brought back memories, really strong memories of Sky coming home from work and unhooking the tape measure from his pants, from his waistband, and putting it on the table. So I had a moment there, or two or three, that I didn't even discuss with Gio because it was something I needed just to have by myself. You know, it was a moment that I needed just for myself. And I got through it. But those things happen. So you have to be able to be with somebody that you can talk to about the person that you lost without them getting jealous or nervous or upset or like they don't want to hear about it. There's things of Sky's here in the apartment, his books, a lot of the things on the altar are Sky's from when he came from, from when he came from California back to Tennessee, from Tennessee to Pennsylvania. So not once ever has Gio said to me, you know, can you like put things, like he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say put things away. He just wouldn't. Some of his things are here just to make it convenient for when he's here. But this was a home I shared with Sky for 4+ years, you know, so Sky's everywhere in this place. So you put yourself out there. I was really scared. First off, who was I talking to? Because when you're on the dating apps, you don't know who you're talking to. You see a picture, is the picture the same as the person? And how are you going to find out? Either you do a FaceTime, which means then you're giving out your phone number, right? Or you meet up, and again, then you're meeting up, and is that person going to look the same? Is it going to be the same person? So the difference from Gio's picture to when I saw him, when I met him, was he didn't have a beard in his picture. But when I met him, he was fully bearded, which I loved anyway. It didn't matter. I was so happy to see the beard. But you have to figure out, like, when are you ready to give out your phone number and when are you ready to meet someone face to face? So you have to figure out how long do you want to stretch out the talk time, whether it's on Messenger and you talk on Messenger, or you talk on Facebook, the Facebook dating site, or you talk on the dating site that you're on, whatever it is. There's all kinds. There's Our Time, there's Plenty of Fish, there's like Silver Seniors or something like that. How much time do you want to spend talking before you make the next move of either the phone number or the meeting? And then what is the intention of the other person? Like, and what do you want? Do you want to just, do you want a friend? Someone you can just talk to on the phone? Do you want someone just to have coffee with and you want to keep it very platonic? Do you want someone who's going to be exclusive? Do you want someone who's looking for marriage down the road? And so that has to come out. There has to be that talk. And then there's the talk about, there's the money talk, there's the financial talk, there's the job talk, there's the health talk. How healthy are we? As seniors, the odds of myself or my partner having a health issue, whether it be big or small, are pretty high. So I'm on a medication, I'm on metoprolol for my heart and a little bit for anxiety. My doctor said it helps with anxiety too a little bit. But every once in a while my heart rate will go up. It's been a lot better lately. Like I think it's been probably maybe a month since I had an episode of a high heart rate. But I take metoprolol in the morning once a day, and then I take Ativan for the anxiety and the panic. So that's the medicines that I'm on. So there's, you have to have all those hard talks. And when do you have those talks? And I think a lot of that comes down to, you have the talks based on what each of you want for the future. We both talked early on that we both wanted marriage. Like, we knew that. But it doesn't mean that, we got together and everything was smooth and wonderful and perfect. It wasn't. It's never going to be that way with a relationship. So we had bumps in the road just in the first month. There was a couple on his end that I needed to be accepting of and work through. And there was a couple on my end that he needed to be accepting of and work through. For me, I'll talk about mine because it's me. One was my son and all the havoc he was creating here and there. And there's been no communication with my son. Sunday, today's Friday, Sunday will be 2 weeks. So like 15 days. We have not spoken in 2 weeks as of Sunday. And also then the anxiety and the panic that I needed to explain to him. Like, what is that? What does it feel like? What are the triggers? What happens to me? What does he need to do? How can he help me? What does he do and what does he not do? For him, the issues were equally as big. So like, I needed to ask the hard questions. Well, what about this? And what do I do with this situation? And how does like my health come into play? And what are we looking at financially with like this picture? So there was things that we needed to talk about. So it's a lot of it is the same as if you've gone through a divorce and you're single for a while and you decide to get back into the dating scene. It's the same kind of thing. The difference is with a divorce, especially like for me, because my ex, my youngest son, who's almost 26, him and his dad live literally 2 to 3 blocks from where I am. They're like right there. So the chances of me running into them at a local McDonald's or at Walmart or at the corner store are very high. But when there's a death, you're not going to run into your late partner. It's done, over. So there's not that, you're going to run into that person and that anxiety that you might feel, especially if the divorce was really bad, And then it's a new person. It's brand new. And I think for those of us who are into the dating world and we've lost a partner, in comes the guilt. Do we carry guilt for moving forward with someone else? Is there guilt that we're going to carry? Like, we shouldn't be with someone else. We shouldn't love someone else. So you have to work through that, and you have to figure out where you're at with all of that. Because I knew what Sky wanted for me, and I knew what I wanted for Sky. I worked through the feelings that I had, and I didn't carry guilt with moving forward. Sky wouldn't want me to be alone any longer than I was. Sky was aware of how sick he was, and Sky was aware of the care that he got here 24/7. Like, he was very aware of how our lives changed. And that's the other big thing is when you lose your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife, you don't just lose the person, you lose all the dreams and all the plans of the future. You lose the future. You lose everything that you figured was going to happen. You know, that house you were going to buy, that vacation you were going to take, seeing your kids go off to college or seeing your kids get married, and, you know, like all the things that you just figured were going to happen, you were going to be together. When you lose your partner, that your whole future changes too. So you lose all those dreams, and then you think about getting into a new relationship, and the first thought is, and some of you in the comments have brought this up, why would you want to do it all over again when it was so hard to lose that person? You know there's a chance you're going to lose another person. Yeah. But all the memories that I made with Sky, all the things that Sky taught me, all the goodness that he brought into my life was worth it, you know? So now I've had 16 weeks with this man. I wouldn't give up those 16 weeks for nothing, not for a thing. And I take it a day at a time, and he takes it a day at a time. We're very aware of how finite life is. So that's that. And then you've got a physically different person. You know, Sky was very slight. He was slight in his build. Sky had been, he was like close to 200 pounds at one time, he told me. This was before we met. He was a smoker. He quit smoking years ago. And he lost a ton of weight. He changed up all of his eating habits. He started meditation. But he was a very slight man. At the time of his death, he weighed like 140. While he was working at Lowe's and all that, he was like 145, 148. And he was about 5'7", 5'7 and a half. So he was a very slight man, where the man I'm engaged to is just a quarter inch shy of 6 feet tall. And he's extremely muscular because he's done years and years and years of Chinese Kung Fu and Tai Chi. So all those years of that, of all that muscle building, of all the movement, he's very built, where Sky was very slight. So there's a whole different feel to his body than Sky's body. You know, the face is different, the voice is different, the mannerisms are different. Sky had a great laugh, but Sky didn't laugh a whole lot. Sky was a pretty serious guy, where Gio is more playful and more apt to laugh more. He also can be very serious, and sometimes downright somber. So you get to you need to get used to that new personality, the new way, and you need to be able to be yourself around that person. If you get into a relationship and you find yourself being completely different than who you are, that's not going to work. And so it's across the board, it's different. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It doesn't mean it's hard. It's different. You have to be able to deal with the emotions that come along. Is it too soon? Is it too long? I mean, I think if you're divorced and, you know, 6 months down the road after you're divorced, you meet someone and get married, people are going to have something to say. Well, you just got divorced. Why didn't you give it time? Why didn't you give it time just to be single and just to be okay being single? I got that with my engagement. As soon as I started thinking about dating, I had people asking me, like, why? It's only been this amount of time. But I had all those years of him being sick. And so you have to be prepared. You have to just be ready. Like, are you really ready? And are you ready to go through the hurdles of meeting someone new? So you might meet 5 people, 6 people. I know when I only went on Facebook dating, that was it. It was the only app I used because it was free. And my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, but she's like my sister, and one of my closest friends, who's definitely like a sister, they used Facebook dating and they had success. They're like, just try Facebook dating, it's free, and if it doesn't work out, you just take your profile off. So I talked to, meaning on the app, in just general conversation, 2 other guys besides Gio. And it was real brief. It was like 2 interactions back and forth with each person. Like, how are you doing? Where are you from? And you can be very general. You can say, I'm from the north. I'm up in the northern part of the US, or I'm down in the south, or I'm out west. You know, you don't need to say your state or whatever. And so once I met this guy, there was just no reason to talk to anyone else. And so I just deleted them off, and that was that. And because I already found my person, and I knew it pretty much right off the bat. Like, I knew just from the way we got along, the way we talked. So if you're meeting someone and it's not feeling right at all, but you're sensible about what's not feeling right, like you have like really good reasons for saying this isn't feeling right, you know, or it's a long distance thing and you don't want to do a long distance thing, you know, you don't want someone that's 4 hours away, or someone's married but going through the divorce process, but they're not divorced and you don't know how long it's going to be. Like, they're the kind of things you may not want to get into. So I'd say, make sure you're ready. Make sure you're ready from what you're going to hear on both sides. And then there's also family. You know, my son Kenny he met Gio a lot. Kenny was living here for a while when Gio and I met. So they met, they had multiple conversations, and they went out to breakfast a couple times. And so, you know, they met. My daughter, my oldest daughter, that's the life coach, we'll do a FaceTime. And so then there's also his family, and I've met his 2 sisters, his brother-in-law. One of his brothers lives out of state, so I haven't met him. I met his son that's out of state. I met his daughter. I met his grandkids. I met his daughter that's local. I met the 2 grandkids there. I met his son-in-law. So I've met everybody except the brother that's out of state and 2 of the daughters yet. One will be FaceTime, the other one I'm not sure when we're going to get together. But I've met most all of his family. And he's been married before a few times. I've been married before a few times. So there's this, you know, is this right? Is this going to work? You know, no one has said anything, but you have to be prepared for meeting the family and then them also meeting your family. It's not any different than if you've gone through a divorce or a breakup, you know. Is the person you're dating going to understand that you're a widow or widower, if that's the case? And are they going to understand that there's going to be certain days and dates and memories and songs and movies and things that are going to trigger a memory that's going to take you back a step or 2 or 3? Because you're never going to forget your loved one. And there's always going to be that moment. So you have to maneuver these things, same as if you hadn't lost someone, but you've gone through a divorce and something crops up that reminds you of the ex-husband or the ex-wife. You have to be able to maneuver that. And if you're able to get through all that stuff, you'll be fine. It's just a matter of being ready for everything that comes with that, with meeting someone new. So for me, it's worked. Knock wood and all that stuff. We're looking at, it's already December 6th. And before I go, because this is going long, but I haven't been on here forever. I want to say happy birthday to my friend Stacy. Yesterday was Stacy's birthday, and it's Stacy with a Y, the one that gave me this bracelet here that I always talk about, my Stacy bracelet. Yesterday was her birthday, so if you could wish her a happy birthday in the comments, I'd appreciate it. So I have a package coming anytime now, and I have a couple other things that I got that I want to show you, and I'll gather everything up and I'll do a video just showing the stuff that I got and what I think about it, and we'll do like a review. And then I have a couple of ornaments that are super special. One of them is my friend Dave brought me a personalized ornament, which is really cool, and I'll show that tomorrow. But I just wanted to get this video out talking about, you know, the moving forward with someone new, someone completely different from the person you lost. And I'd say if you feel you're ready in your gut, then go for it, you know, go for it. Let people know you're ready to date, you know, let people know that you're ready. And, you know, you never know who's like literally right around the corner. I mean, him and I are 20 minutes apart, and there's been a lot of places in the area that we were at the same time, at, you know, same place, same time. So we're looking at a 2025 wedding and house buying. Nothing right around that. It's not, you know, it's not tomorrow. It's going to be it's going to be a little bit. But right now we're working on mental health, physical health, meditation. I have therapy, what's today, Friday? I have therapy Wednesday, telehealth, and he has an eye doctor appointment to check. He has cataracts, and so we're going to a specialist to see about scheduling his first surgery, and how they want to do that, especially with the holidays right around the corner. We're hopeful that at least one eye, his right eye, can be done before Christmas, and so that's what's going on for next week. But I'll be back tomorrow. I want to gather everything up and show you guys what I've gotten and what I think of everything. Please take care of yourselves. If there's anything I can do for anyone, let me know. Talk to me over on Messenger. I sent a bunch of messages out today asking everybody for their birthday. When is your birthday? Because I want to be able to give shout outs. Also, check your mail. For those of you that I have your addresses, there's going to be something coming in the mail. I'm so grateful for everyone. Thank you for being here with me and for holding me up and just being there. I do my best with you guys, you know I do. And Messenger, I'm now on every single day. I have my notifications turned on, so I know when something's coming through. So I'm going to be hitting Messenger up in the next minute. So take care of yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow. I have some running to do in the morning, but we'll get a video in tomorrow for sure. So take care. I love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.